Have you ever wondered why the universe follows laws? Why things don't just happen randomly, but instead unfold with astonishing precision? From the motion of galaxies to the vibration of atoms, everything obeys patterns. Physics is the science that uncovers these patterns, the study of matter, energy, and the laws that govern existence. But physics is not just about numbers and formulas. It is a doorway into some of the life's biggest questions. Why is there something instead of nothing? Why is the universe orderly rather than chaotic? And why do these laws exist at all? Let's begin with matter. Everything we see and touch, from the ground beneath us to the stars above. Modern physics tells us that all matter is made of atoms, and those atoms are built from subatomic particles, protons, neutrons, and electrons. Dig deeper, and even these particles are not the end. They are made of quarks and other fundamental entities, governed by what scientists call the standard model of particle physics. But here's the striking truth. These particles follow rules. They have specific masses, specific charges, and they interact in precise ways. If these properties were even slightly different, stars would not form, planets would not exist, and life would never emerge. The Quran reminds us of this balance. Indeed, all things we created with predestination. Surah Al-Qamar 54:49. Physics is, in a way, humanity's attempt to measure that predestination, the blueprint embedded in creation. Now, think about energy. Physics teaches us the principle of conservation of energy. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed. When wood burns, its chemical energy becomes heat and light. When a ball falls, its potential energy becomes motion. But this raises a question. If energy cannot be created by natural process, then where did the first energy come from? The Quran answers directly. Allah is the creator of all things. Surah Az-Zumar 39:62. Energy has always existed in the universe, yes, but only because it was given existence in the first place. Let's move to the cosmic scale. Physics tells us the universe began with a great explosion, the Big Bang. Before that moment, space and time as we know them did not exist. Everything, matter, energy, and the very laws of physics came into being at that point. This perfectly aligns with the verse. Have those who disbelieved not considered that the heavens and the earth were a joined entity, and we separated them and made from water every living thing? Then will they not believe? Surah Al-Anbiya 21:30. Over 14 centuries ago, this statement described an event that modern cosmology only recently confirmed. After the Big Bang, the universe expanded, cooled, and formed stars and galaxies. Today, we know that the universe is still expanding, a fact captured in, and the heaven we constructed with strength, and indeed, we are expanding it. Surah Ad-Dariyat 51:47. The Quran speaks of this expansion at a time when humans thought the heavens were fixed. Physics also explores the laws that govern this expansion. Gravity pulls planets into orbit, electromagnetism binds atoms, and nuclear forces hold the very heart of matter together. These laws are unchanging. If gravity were slightly weaker, stars could not form. If it were slightly stronger, the universe would collapse. The constancy of these laws is reflected in, "You will never find any change in the way of Allah." Surah Al-Fath 48:23. Now let's turn to some of the most fascinating discoveries in physics: relativity and quantum mechanics. Einstein's theory of relativity revealed that space and time are not rigid, but flexible. Massive objects like stars and black holes bend spacetime, and time itself can run differently depending on speed and gravity. Imagine that. Time is not absolute. Yet, despite this strangeness, relativity follows precise mathematical laws. The universe is not random. It is structured. Quantum mechanics, on the other hand, takes us to the tiniest scales of reality. Here, particles can act like waves, and they can exist in multiple states until observed. To many scientists, this seems bizarre, but the deeper we go, the more we see patterns, probabilities governed by equations. Even at the smallest level, reality is not chaos. It is ordered. One of the most remarkable aspects of physics is the fine-tuning of the universe. Scientists have discovered that if certain physical constants were slightly different, life would be impossible. If the electromagnetic force were just a little stronger or weaker, atoms could not hold together. If the cosmological constant were slightly larger, galaxies would never form. It's as if the universe was calibrated with life in mind. This suggests intention, not accident. The Quran points to this harmony. The sun and the moon move by precise calculation, and the stars and trees prostrate. Surah Ar-Rahman 55, 5-6. Let's think about black holes. These mysterious objects form when massive stars collapse under their own gravity. They warp space and time so intensely that not even light can escape. Yet, physics predicts them, and astronomy confirms them. To some, black holes represent destruction, but to physics, they are simply part of the balance of the cosmos, another sign of order in what might seem like chaos. Thermodynamics, another branch of physics, teaches us about energy and entropy, the measure of disorder. It tells us that the universe is moving toward greater entropy, meaning it will eventually reach a state of maximum disorder or heat death. This raises a deep question. If the universe is winding down, who wound it up in the first place? The Quran provides the perspective. On the day when we will fold the heaven like the folding of a written sheet for the records. As we began the first creation, we will repeat it. That is a promise binding upon us. Indeed, we will do it. Surah Al-Anbiya 21:104. Physics can describe the winding down, but only revelation explains the renewal. What does this all mean for us? It means that physics is not in conflict with faith. In fact, it confirms it. Physics reveals the precision of matter, the conservation of energy, the constancy of laws, the expansion of the universe, and the fine-tuning of reality. Faith tells us why these things exist and what they mean. When you look at physics with an open mind, you realize it's not just about equations. It's about signs. Every law of motion, every conservation principle, every star orbiting in the galaxy is a reminder that the universe is not a product of chance. It was created, sustained, and finally ordered by a higher intelligence. So, the next time you see the night sky, or learn about black holes, or hear about quantum discoveries, don't just see science. See the deeper truth. Physics is the study of creation's language, and behind that language is the author of all laws, the one who created matter, energy, and the universe itself.